I'll dream like to spin fire. The NFT analyzer. Diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer.
Wow. Dude, okay. No prep, no, we don't need an intro. We're going in raw. Fuck, man. Okay. Huge announcement. Like game-changing announcement. Something we've kind of been waiting for, prepping for. Oh my God. Okay, guys, let's just say it. Major announcement just dropped from Virtuals. Major announcement that they're going to be launching their first ever mainnet ETH AI agent. Man, where do we even start with something like this? Let's start by saying this is going to be the biggest AI agent launch on Virtuals to date, and I think it's not even going to be close. This is maybe the start of this is something that can kind of fuel a meta of a bull run. This is a big deal, getting agents cooking on mainnet ETH. It really is. We were thinking maybe Solana was going to be the play, right? Agents come to Solana. Look, maybe they are. I'm not as convinced now. Them being on mainnet ETH is a whole different game. Whole different kind of liquidity here. Whole different type of investor that comes into these things now all of a sudden. All of a sudden, dude, my friends are not touching base. They're not, or weren't. Better believe they're going to start touching this on mainnet. And man, if you've been here and accumulating points and trading and getting your feet wet and understanding the ecosystem, you've got GG's. You've got a massive advantage and you're front running everybody that's about to come over here. Okay, so we want to talk about what this agent is, what it's going to do. Apologies for any background noise you might hear. There's some lawns being done. But also how it shakes up the entire week, because this is dropping in just 2 days. Again, will be the biggest agent launch we've seen to date. And this does have ripple effects. It is going to impact the other big launches this week, Stratos and Babysitter, both of which I think are going to do phenomenal. But when we're talking about something like this, that now is the biggest agent launch yet, let's crunch some numbers. Let's kind of see what we're talking about. I think we've got, well, it's like I said at the start, I think this is the opportunity we were waiting for, which is multiple great projects launching and points split across them. Meaning, man, if you go all in on something, I think you're maybe looking at huge allocations. Your points are going to go a long way this week. Again, exactly what we've been waiting for. Let's get into it. Let's look at the announcement. And let's look at, Jesus Christ, get away. Little flies bugging me. The announcement and what is this? Again, what's the impact? We'll look at it on the Virtuals website. This agent is actually really a big deal. I think it's one of the most, look, we were talking security this morning, right? We were talking about Babysitter and how it's maybe one of the most important agents out there because security. Well, this happens to tap into the same narrative. It's a security agent. It's an audit agent, contract audits. This is why Cats, boom. They don't have the points yet. If you've been saving points like we've been suggesting you do, this is it. This is exactly what you were waiting for. This is it. Okay, have you guys seen the trailer yet? Should we play it real quick? Here's a tweet from Virtuals. Ethermage put out a tweet too, but there's the tweet out of nowhere, and I think they've been telegraphing this for probably a month, saying you don't have enough points for what's coming. This has been in the works. Virtual have been working us. It's awesome. It's awesome. Again, I want to get into, there's so much. Again, I'm thinking of where to start. People's reactions, some of the replies to it. Let's play the trailer real quick. Actually, fuck it. We don't care about the trailer, do we? Let's play a few seconds of it. And he's tweeting about, everybody's tweeting about this. look at this shit. Oh my goodness. My heart is soaring right now. Come on, man. I'm sorry, but you know what? If we were looking at something to kickstart, NFT season or what, whatever it is we were looking to kickstart the summer run, this is it. This is it. You feel it, right? This is not normal hype. You feel how big of a moment this is. This is that big of a moment. Okay, so what we have is a surprise announcement from Virtuals. Agents coming to mainnet ETH, not just on base. The first agent coming is Iris. This is a really impressive agent, too. Really, really freaking impressive agent. Again, we'll talk about game plan for this. If you should play it or not, I think you probably should. Boy, if people unloaded their points recently, man, even better for us. It's absolutely crazy. 50%, the agent is called Iris. 50% goes straight to the Ethereum community. Hang on. No tokens for the team. How are they airdrop? I just kind of caught on to that. A native liquidity pool on L1 mainnet. Great. All 50% Iris goes straight to the Ethereum community. 0 tokens reserved for the team. What does that mean? You're still going to pledge on base. Okay, we know this. What does that mean that it's going to the Ethereum community? All right, let's look. Let's look at the listing over on Virtuals here. Guys, this comes in less than 2 days. So we're looking at a Wednesday morning launch. We'll be live during that time, of course. Iris is an ex-native virtual agent powered by Audit Agent. Wow. Nethermind's experimental platform for automated smart contract security. Again, really important stuff. Deployed on social. I wonder if they're going to partner with Cato and do like a tweet campaign kind of thing for it. Something's going to happen really quickly. It's a lot of tokens. We'll look at the tokenomics here. Iris provides actionable insights, identifies emerging needs in real time by scanning conversations and code across the timeline. Guys, this, again, it's very much that babysitter narrative. In fact, maybe this hurts babysitter more than I was thinking. This might hurt babysitter more than I'm thinking because maybe. We'll see. Iris Agent is built leveraging Nethermind's R&D. Owned by Virtuals. This is a Virtuals agent. This is a Virtuals agent. Look, AIXBT is not a Virtuals agent, and Luna is not a Virtuals agent. Is this the first official Virtuals agent? I think it is. Okay, I bet then they're going to do a Cato campaign. If it's 6 months locked, it's probably a Cato campaign to grind out tokens on ETH. I would put money on that. What a huge deal. Everybody's reacting to this right now. Everybody's talking about it. This is a bomb that goes off in the middle of the space, and this impacts not just the Virtuals community. This is everybody in crypto will be talking about this. Guys, this right as ACP is going live too. All eyes are about to be on Virtuals if they weren't already. Game is a framework, right? I mean, I think there's an agent with it, maybe, but I don't know. So if there's an agent with Game, then yes, because that's the Virtuals framework. But I'm not, I guess I don't remember if there's an agent there. This is like the splashiest thing we're seeing on the blockchain right now. There's that, plasma thing or whatever too, right? But this is it. Integrity and risk intelligence scanner. We need this, guys. We need this security stuff. It's why I was bullish and am bullish on Babysitter. Now this is going to live on X. Right in real time, I think message it with your requests. Give it a smart contract address. It goes and scans it. Actionable vulnerability report with remediation steps is amazing. Education, this is amazing. Not a replacement for comprehensive manual audits. It doesn't need to be. Let's go over that in a little. Let's go over that in a minute. I want to get to game plan and I want to look at tokenomics here. Again, this is a Virtuals agent. I don't think. Oh no, Moonship they will care about. I think they'll care about this. I do. I think this is a little different. Like I'm good at sensing the bubble, and I know it's a bubble. This is a little different. Right, this is the ecosystem where RWAs are going to thrive, and it's that like different kind of money coming in. That kind of money wants to get into AI too. It's this is different money. This is like, this is the world of VCs and the real world stuff. I'm not even going to talk about crypto. Real world money wants to come in AI. I don't know if they're coming into AI on base. It seems too small and bubbly, and what mainnet's different. And I think the people who don't care, this might be the final thing that hits them over the head and makes them care, right? Like I've been telling my buddies, guys, it's 20x's, 30, 50x's, 100x. And they're like, I don't give a shit. Well, I think we're about to see a 500x, and it might be more than that. And I think they're about to see some small guys that are going to be making tens of thousands of dollars, and I think they're suddenly going to give a shit. And if they don't, we can't help them. Can't help them. 37% goes to the public sale. That is the Genesis pre-sale like we've been doing. So 37.5% there. Liquidity pool, 12.5%. All the rest to the community. 100% tokens released over 24 months. Guys, what is that? What is the public? What is that? Scan the timeline, guys. If you can, keep an eye on the timeline and let me know if you see any kind of comments about what that community allocation is. I gotta assume that's Cato. Right, I gotta assume that's Cato. Or imagine if they launched their own InfoFi kind of service. But man, oh man, dude. I mean, all right. Start checking out some people's reactions to this. We got to start with the AIXBT. Thank you for dropping that in the chat here. Virtual's community would be wild if they gave back to the people who've been participating here and they just gave a big old Iris token drop. Okay, hey, I got a feeling about something. Virtual stakers, Vader stakers. I have a feeling virtual stakers are about to eat. If you've not done it yet, I would be staking a fuck ton of virtuals right now, and I think Vader stakers might eat too. Half the supplies go. It's virtual stakers, guys. It's virtual stakers. Prepare for that. Prepare for that, guys. Virtual stakers are probably getting that 50%, or at least a big chunk. And I bet Vader stakers are too. Vader has made this space. They've contributed in a big way to what this space is. Oh, yeah, and let's point that out. Let's just jump to that real quick. That is, that's really fucking important here. The fact that the Ethereum Foundation, Ethereum, tweeted this out. Okay, I think that's a safe prediction, though. That, look at this, guys. The Ethereum org tweeted this out. This is a big deal. This isn't just like a one-off little drop. This is a change in direction. This is a nuclear bomb. It is that big. Ethereum's for AI. Goddamn right. Who'd have thought, too? Again, I didn't think this would happen, but yeah, there it is. Ethereum Foundation, or Ethereum.org, with their almost 4 million followers. This is a big deal. Okay, so quick prediction. Virtual stakers, 50% of the tokens are for community. 50%, I bet, maybe not all of it, is going to stakers, but I bet a big chunk of that is going to virtual stakers. I've told you guys a lot, as has many of the people here. Staking seems to be very, very rewarding, and we said it even this morning, staking Vader, it seems to pay for itself. I'm going to keep making that bet, and I think this is one of the ways that pays off. I am assuming every single penny, dollar, whatever you've put into staking virtuals, the feeling you're about to get that all back via an Iris drop. And I think the same applies to Vader. I'm going to say maybe on Vader. I lean that way, that Vader will get a drop. I also think maybe all of the agents, especially the OGs, I have a feeling all of the OGs are going to get some kind of drop here. This is a really big deal. How long is the airdrops paused if you sold any? Your drops don't get paused, Biggie. You can still participate. If you're on timeout from selling, you don't accumulate points for 10 days, although you do towards the end. You can participate in the drops. If you have points left over, you can still spend them. Yeah, I hope the Vader EAO drops, staking those agents, Swarm. I hope they're gonna airdrop some of these tokens. This is a big deal. Anyway, I'm gonna find a way to get some virtuals and stake it. I have a little bit staked, I think. I think that's a wise play. Now, context. I staked $13 worth of Vader and got $200 worth of Virgin. I mean, what is $100 worth of virtuals going to get you here on an agent that I think is going to have 100 million plus market cap? That's my guess. Now, this is going to, let me see. Released over 24 months, starting in December. We got to start thinking bear market, but we don't need to get into that right now. I think for right now, we need to start talking about how impactful this is going to be. And again, how soon it's going to be. Again, Wednesday morning, this drops. And maybe they haven't taken a snapshot yet. It's a fair point, Moonship. We've not seen ETH like stress tested, since upgrades to see if gas is actually like doable. So, what helps here is these pre-sales. Pre-sales are all, like over a 24-hour period. So we won't have a gas war other than right when the token launches. And then, snipers want to get in. It's a gas war and they'll get it. But very, very interesting. Okay. So this does undo our game plan. The game plan this week was debating between Babysitter and Stratos. Now all of a sudden, this is going to be the biggest point spend. This will probably break every single record on the Virtuals platform participants and subscription number and market cap. Again, my thought is we're going to see this hit 100 mil. And maybe we talk FTV, doesn't matter. If we saw Solace shoot up to 65 mil because of snipers, especially right at TGE, the same thing will happen here. We're talking a security agent that's being promoted by Ethereum now. That's probably the first of many ETH launches that are going to start happening. At the very least, I see that 100 happening just from people sniping it at the start. That means if you get in the pre-sale, maybe you're lucky enough to get out right there too. 100 mil market cap for this thing probably puts it at a 500x. A 500x. Let's say you're lucky. Let's start running some numbers, man. If you get one virtual worth of that allocation, we're talking $1.50. Actually, this is going to send the virtual token. But I mean, you're looking at turning something like one virtual, let's say $1.50 to $750. For a little guy, that's worth it. For me, that's worth it, right? So this is going to be really interesting. We're about to see a whole bunch of people put on timeout here too. Let's say you can get a bigger allocation. We're about to test if people have tapped their points out. I don't think they have, but if they have, if people are running low on points, hang on, let's see. Moonship. ETH Foundation doesn't think so. Massive. Yeah. Yep. Let's run some like random numbers here. Like some random numbers as far as like how much. Well, let's see. Let me go on virtuals. I want to simulate points equaling what, right? We're going to go look at a launch right now. Live. I think we want live here. Yeah, let's use this. Let's use this nouns drop. Just to get a really rough, like a really bad version of X number of points equals how many tokens. It won't look anything like this when we're live. It just won't, but let's get this fit in here. All right. Right now on the nouns drop. Max allocation for me, 75,000 points in gets me 290 virtual. Okay, let's assume somebody's going to get, someone's going to get max allocation here. Let's run max allocation numbers just so you know the ceiling of what we're talking about. Whoever gets max allocation, they're going to put in millions of points, probably 3 to 5 million points, maybe more. This hits 100 mil. This hits 100 mil market cap. Then these guys are about to turn their 566 virtual, which is what, $800-900, into, goddamn guys, I'm going to double check my math, like $400,000. Some of these guys are getting close to making $500,000 on this play. It will happen, right? 566 times, let's do 1.5. I don't remember the virtual price. We're talking $849. Okay, $849 for max allocation. And I do think you're looking at a 500x. $424,000. Do you understand like what kind of waves this will make on the timeline? That's not a crazy simulation either, guys. That is going to happen here, I believe. I believe that's going to happen. I think we're going to see a 500x here. If all the numbers work the way they have before, again, a 200-ish K market cap or pre-sale price that then hits 100 mil market cap. Again, we're looking at a 500x. The max you can commit is 566 virtual, which is about $850 times 500. You're looking at $424,000. That's why this is a big deal. The numbers are crazy. This isn't fantasy. Okay, so let's do $2 then. 566. Man, oh man. So that means you're committing $1,100, right? Instead of the $800 whatever. So it's $1,100 that you're committing for max allocation times 500. It's $566,000 if that's a 500x. Again, this is a little loose. It's a bit loose. Let's just say even 400 to 500,000. And this is not fantasy numbers. This is what has been demonstrated now over the past couple months. This happens every single drop. What doesn't happen every drop is a 500x, like 100 mil market cap. That doesn't happen every drop. We've seen 10, 20, 30 mil. This is different. This could be 500 mil. 100 mil. If this hits 50 mil, we're still talking about a 250x. We're still talking guys making many hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the guys who just saved all their points and saved, they're about to make some of them life-changing money. Although I'd argue if you had that many points, you probably are a whale anyways. We won't know. Gravity, we won't know how many, but it's going to be millions for max allocation. I wouldn't be shocked if it's 5 or 6 mil for max allocation. I'm not sure yet. What project is going to fire Carbon? I don't know if you caught, but there's a new drop coming. Did you see that by chance? It's a brand new agent that's coming to virtuals. It's going to be on Ethereum mainnet. It is a virtuals agent, like their agent, and it was just tweeted by Ethereum.org. So that one, I think that one is the 500x, 100 mil market cap, which then puts you, if you got it, the max allocation, again, $500,000 you make off this thing, potentially. But pretty, oh, yeah. There you go, Carbon. Yeah, so let me show you, because this is a big deal, by the way. I need to reshare my screen different because I realized I wasn't showing the tab I was on. So here you go, man. The future of virtuals agents now on Ethereum. Tweeted from the Virtuals Virtuals protocol. Retweeted by Ethereum.org. This is it, and it's a big deal, and it is a Virtuals created agent. It is their agent. I believe it's their first agent. So a really big deal. All points are going in here. Everybody's putting something into this. Now, if I use, I think Solace as an example, I'm trying to think of something that I allocated a bunch of points to, and I got like 0.5 virtual worth. Most of us are going to be in that position. Hopefully, in the next 2 days, we're able to get a bunch of points too, right? Hopefully, we can get 100,000 plus points. I'll tell you this, even 100,000 plus points is not going to get us a ton. I don't think it will. On a project like this that's 233% oversubscribed, sure, it's going to get me, 280 virtual worth. This next one, this Iris project, I think if I go all in, I bet you it's going to get me like 5 virtual worth, maybe, right? But let's do this. 5. Guys, if I get 5 virtual worth, then that's putting $10 in, right? If this gets to 100 mil market cap, that's still turning 5 virtual into like $5,000, right? 5 virtual would be about $10 times 500. You know what I mean? This is going to be a really stupid splashy play. I think at all levels that you get into this, potentially you're making, man, really, really, it's going to be a big win. I know this all sounds crazy too, and it's probably really off-putting to hear it, right? To people who maybe don't like this ecosystem, it's probably not fun to hear, and it sounds unbelievable, but I guess at this point, it doesn't matter. We've watched it unfold. If this doesn't hit 100 mil, so be it. If it's 50 mil, and I think that's easy to assume, we're still talking a 250x, right? We're still talking a 250x. So let's even go 3 virtual worth times $2. So you're in for $6 times 250. It's $1,500. You turn $6 into $1,500 on this drop is wild. That's if it hits a 50 mil market cap, which I think is easy. Solace hit 60 something mil. This one's different. This is going to have a different kind of backing, a different kind of promotion. This is different. And again, it's the moment we were waiting for. The week where there's tons of big drops and then points get spread really thin. That is this week. Now I want to see if they potentially sneak in any other major drops here, because that could get really interesting as well, because I now think Babysitter is a very interesting play, and I think Stratos also a very interesting play, where before those were the big plays. Everything's going to get split between them. Now, Now, no. Now you might see this one go only 500% oversubscribed instead of what it was probably going to do, which is maybe 1,000. I don't know. There's a lot of FUD around babysitter, and I think it's incorrect. But there's a lot of FUD around babysitter now. Maybe you can get on this one at 500% oversubscribed. Maybe you can get 100 virtuals in this and 30 exit, which is really doable. Which is really, really doable. Yeah, Carbon, I still haven't got it edited, and we'll see. I need to do something. Something needs to be put out there. How long does it take before I can join Vader? You can join now. You staked it. I'll tell you what, 20 minutes, an hour, a couple hours. Like, it took a little time for it to catch up for me. So maybe let's say 24 hours for the Vader staking. All right, let's play with some numbers here with babysitter. Okay, I'm just going to do this like loosely in my head here. 200K. Okay, so for every mil, you're looking at about a 5x, right? For every million market cap, it's about a 5x. If babysitter gets to a 3 mil, you're looking at a 15x. So let's say you can get 100 virtual into that pre-sale because it's less subscribed. So 100 virtual would be $200. In that scenario, if this hits like a 3 mil market cap, you're looking at like a $3,000 profit. Again, these are really loose numbers, but you're still looking at turning a couple $100 into a few $1,000s. A lot of people are going to be considering this week if they take the hit, get their big drop, sell their tokens, get put on timeout. A lot of people will. And this is the week to do it, I think. But now we don't know what they're following up with. And I assume, by the way, that Virtuals is going to have multiple agents. Iris might be their first. I don't think it's their last agent. No, I think they're going to have multiple agents. I think they want their own agents in ACP as well. I think that's probably safe to assume. I need to start making notes on this too. Again, like these different market caps and the potential returns. Again, they sound crazy. They sound crazy, and it's exactly what we're going to see here. Let's bounce between some other takes here too. ICO Beast. Interesting announcement from Virtuals this morning with their first agentic offering for an agent that'll live on mainnet ETH. Not 100% clear why this will be the case, but cool to see the ability to integrate and launch across chains. It's a tap into liquidity. It's for the narrative. Agent itself is deemed a public goods agent. Will supposedly do smart contract audits and analysis. Hard to imagine this one will attract a lot of points bids based on official protocol. Oh, wait. Hard to imagine this one will attract a lot of points bids based with official pro. I think he's trying to say won't attract a lot of points. Oh, have to imagine. Yes, he's right. A lot of points, guys. I mean, this is a lot of people's all in. Also, D Farmer's right. This almost does maybe hurt Baby. Although if Iris isn't in ACP, because that's where Baby lives, this does encroach on Baby territory. It does. Also, Wake Hacker. Same thing. Wake Hacker, this is much more similar to Wake Hacker than it is Baby. I don't know if Iris is designed to be plugged into an ACP, a swarm. I'm not sure. We don't know, but Babysitter is. This is unbelievable, guys. Iris 500. It is sounds crazy. 500x potentials there. Now let's. Do we want to play crazier and pretend like it goes higher, or could? Because it could. Do we think? Guys, do we think? Do we think 150? I don't think we're in that kind of market. I don't think 150 is possible. And let me be really clear too. That 100 mil market cap potential. I'm not saying it's going to live there. I'm just saying when this TGE happens and we have snipers, bidding this thing up, it has potential to rocket up to 100. Doesn't mean it lives there. Maybe this lives at 50, 60, Cats, let me peek at your comment. By the way, let me throw you guys back on the screen here. Make no mistake, this is crazy. Peak bull, this could be a bit. Yes, Cats is right. Peak bull, peak euphoria. Rewind back to the fall or early, this year when euphoric, total agent, or AI market cap was 20 bill. And look, Virtuals is a couple bill, and AI XBT was like a bill, and right, like that time. This could be that $1 billion token. Look at the Virgin token. It's just because the energy and the aura and the community around it. This becomes mimetic in a way too. It's a moment. You hear the euphoria, right? It's not just me, it's you guys, a lot of you too. This has that kind of energy. Cat's very good point. Only 35% of circulation, 35% of supply in circulation for the next 6 months. This is a very, very, very spicy token. You may not want to be selling this early. I'm with you, dude. And I like to be put in check when I feel this way. But the way I feel right now is very similar to when the Trump token came out. Do you guys feel that too? Very, very similar vibes to like when the Trump meme coin came out. And I think it's because it's that big of a deal. Look, let me check myself there. It's not as big as the Trump token. Come on. It's not that big. But as far as, let's say, the degree, like how extreme the token is compared to everything else, it's kind of that. It's a really, really fucking big deal. It will be the biggest virtual launch. It will break every record on virtuals. And it does have 500 mil to a bill potential in months. It does. It does. If it does sound crazy, I get it. It does sound crazy, but you can't ignore the pre-sale. And that's the only part of it that matters, the pre-sale. That people, many people, everybody with points gets to get into this pre-sale at like 200K. Let's say 250K, maybe we'll say 300K. And if it's 300K, right, the pre-sale price does change some of these projections. But it could change it by a lot, right? Instead of a 500X, it could be a 300X. Right, if pre-sale is at, depends on the number. Oh, it's on, I forgot though, it is on base. So we're going by typical like launch right now with virtuals. It's going to be priced in virtual. So it is at 200K. Amazing. Fucking amazing. This is a big deal. Again, I think Vader stakers going to get an allocation. I am very sure virtual stakers are going to get an allocation. 50% of the supply is going to community. We're connecting dots here. Community is virtuals community. Vader's a big part of the virtuals community. This is a big chunk of it's going to the two. Game on, guys. Game on. And I want to hear from you guys then. Are you putting points? I hope I can get to 100K by Wednesday. And I look, 100K is going to get me very little. I bet 100K will get me, again, 5 virtual worth. If that, it might not even get me that. It might not. There's a chance it doesn't. But look, if it does, I'll be doing some thinking. If I get 5 virtual worth and at 500Xs, and I can sell it and I turn my $10 buy into $5,000, that's what those numbers mean, I might do it and sell, or I wait for the Cats scenario to play out, that this is in the peak euphoric part of this bull market that's coming this summer, early fall, it's coming, that this instead is much bigger than that. It's not a 500X, which is 100 mil market cap. This is more like a few thousand X. Again, crazy. Trust me, I hear the words I'm saying, and I know it sounds crazy, except these numbers make sense in this ecosystem. We've watched it over and over and over. These numbers actually make sense in virtuals. So yes, this is the biggest drop to date. It is the biggest news on virtuals to date. This is straight up just the biggest thing that's happened in virtuals. And we're about to see some people print in a way they never have before. The little guys are going to win. And I think I'm more excited about that than anything. The little guys are about to absolutely eat here. Guys who throw in a couple bucks, who've been grinding away those points. And look, let's make this really clear. If this plays out the way I think it will, and this is the most oversubscribed and blah, blah, all that, great. Because now you have an opportunity in these other agent launches to cook too. Babysitter is going to go to 2 mil, which is a 10X. So maybe you get a bigger allocation of this, right? Let's say you get a 50 virtual allocation, right? 2 mil is a 10X. Let me run my numbers here. 50 virtual is $100 times 10, which I think is probably pretty darn safe. You're turning your $100 into 1,000. I mean, that's an easy one, right? That's an easy one. Is it worth it? Well, yeah, for the people who are playing with a much smaller amount, yes. Now, Babysitter has bigger potential than that too. Babysitter is going to be an ACP. Actually, I think I just made that up. I don't think there's official plans for ACP. They belong there. I'll say that. But the bigger one is maybe the Ithaca Protocols agent, options trading, Stratos. This one is interesting as well. I think between those two agents, Stratos and Babysitter, one of them is going to hit 5 mil, maybe 6, 7, 8 mil. And so let's play with those scenarios just so we have some like good ranges to play with. Let's say Stratos hits, what do you guys think? 5, 6, 7 mil? Give me a couple of market caps to play with. And also one in the chat if you're going into Iris no matter what. Like you're going into Iris, give me a 1. And if not, if you're going into one of the other two, give me a 2. So 1 is Iris, 2 is Babysitter or Stratos. Maybe you're going into all of them at that point. I don't know. I guess 3. But I think we need to start feeling out how each other are playing. Cats is going into Iris. I think there's a scenario that there's less points out there than we think. Although we could use whale intel, I bet, right? Could we use whale intel to tell how many points are floating around out there? Marty, motherfucking. Hey, Marty, I got a text. I got a couple fresh numbers for you. They've got a new method, by the way, Coinbase scam text. The new scam text, just so you know, is you've linked Ledger Live to your Coinbase API. If you did not do this, reach out. It's a new one. Iris at 375, man. I love it. Very possible. So then we're talking a 1,500x or so. Wait. We're talking like a 1,500x. Actually, it's a little more than that, which is absolutely crazy. So I do think most people are going to go into this one here, meaning so many points can go to these other ones and you get bigger allocation. Let's play with a 7 mil market cap for a Stratos. 7 mil market cap is a 35x. Okay. 35x. Rocky, what's up, man? Good to see you. 35x on Stratos. Again, playing with numbers here. Baby, 17 mil. I think that's crazy. But let's go with a... Hang on, let's see. Can we buy Iris if you have no points? You cannot. You have to have points. And you can get points in time, by the way. Like today, tomorrow, you can get points. But you cannot get in the pre-sale without points. It's a good question. Yeah, no, you have to have points for the pre-sale. But the flip side is if you have points, you definitely get in. So if you play these other two, so let's do Stratos, 7 mil market cap. Again, that's a 35x. Let's say you get, what number should we do? You can get, should we do 50 virtual worth again? So 50 times 35 times 2. In that scenario, Stratos goes to a 7 mil market cap. You got 50 virtual worth. That means you turned your $100 into $3,500. This is going to be a big week for a lot of people. Now, what makes this even more interesting, this has a really wild snowball effect. Everybody's going all in this week. I think no matter what, that's what's happening. Points are about to be reset, right? I think that's probably going to happen. Points are about to go to 0 really quickly this week because I think everyone's going to get big gains, and I think a lot of people are going to be selling. You sell one token from your pre-sale, you're out for 10 days. What happens next week if we get some big drops? What happens if the number 2 finisher in the Virtuals Hackathon decides to launch? Like that intern one, right? What happens then if we get some big launches coming and there's no points? Lubu, I'll give you some advice here. Fastest way on Virtuals, link your X account. You need a Cato account as well, and you got to have Yaps, like, right? You have to have points there, but tweeting about this stuff gets you points. Tell me if you're on Cato or not, because you do have to be there. Staking Vader is probably the easiest way. Staking 10,000 Vader gets you like 500 points a day. It does get, like, I'm getting that many points. So 10,000 Vader staked is going to get you points, and I think a big chunk of this Iris token are going to get airdropped to Vader and virtual stakers. You know, there's a lot of plays here. The way to get points in this ecosystem is be active. That means tweeting, and that means trading. When you get points, spend your points. And they come very fast. I'll tell you that. If you get active, they do come fast, and you do not have to start with much. But like I started with just getting a point or two, like very little. And this actually should go back further. Yeah, this actually cuts off. I was getting 1 or 2 points a day from trading, a couple bucks. 10,000 Vader gets me 500 points a day now. See my Vader right here? That's from staking 10,000 Vader. 500 points a day now. Plus, I'm going to get all these airdrops. All those tokens, including 3% of Swarm, are going to Vader stakers. So, yeah, Vader has been a secret weapon. It's going to absolutely cook. 10,000 Vader as of this morning was about $400. It's not cheap, but I think you make it back from airdrops. Just my experience is how it's gone. If you have much more limited, whatever to play with, I get it. I am there often. Get a couple bucks worth of virtual and stake it. I mean a couple bucks worth. Start accumulating points from that, I think. Or after some of these agents launch, buy some and just trade them. Even at a loss, I think it gets you some points too. You got to start getting in somewhere and getting active. That's why I've just been begging people, like, get in the ecosystem and start learning it and accruing points for when this moment happens, you're ready to go all in. It happened. What's up, brother? Updates on Swarm. We announced a partnership with Arbis. We announced that on, it was Friday night, Saturday morning, so we got that coming. We have a couple of very cool things coming for Swarm that a few people, including a couple names here, are maybe looking at. I don't know what I can even say there, so let me not say anything. I can just tell you there are some people in the community who are getting hands-on with some stuff. There's a lot coming. Yeah, a lot more coming. Yeah, bear with us there, but a lot coming. And ACP is live now. Not for anybody to use it yet, but it's live on mainnet. So ACP is just starting to kick into gear. People are really starting to notice Swarm now. Just starting. So yeah, what happens if all the points are spent this week? People on timeout from selling their allocations. All of a sudden next week, which, by the way, do we have anything coming next week? We have Cyber Sentry next week. Cyber Sentry is probably the biggest one coming. Let's see. Nothing big, but I have a feeling this is going to be full of very, very hot drops. And what if there's no points at all? Recommend doing all buying and trading directly. Yeah, I think so. The only other place you can do it really is on Uniswap, maybe on Aerodrome for some of these, but yeah, you might as well. And just be aware, base is very difficult. It's pretty tricky. This is a big deal, man, and we got to figure out the game plan. Everybody's gonna have their own, obviously, but look, I don't think there's an option on Iris. I don't think there's a half-assing it. I think it's either you go all in or you don't. You don't do anything with it. You know what I mean? Because I just think it's going to be spread out. It's going to be watered down so much. Everybody's going in. I think it's going to be very hard to get a big allocation here. Like, really, really hard. Feel bad for anybody on timeout not getting points right now. This is going to be really hard to get a big chunk. Now, like some of us like to do, one of your biggest plays will be once this launches, better believe it's going to spike, right? Snipers, whatever, going to push this thing up, and it will dump. It'll almost definitely dump, although not a ton of supply in circulation. But maybe you wait for a pullback on this one and you buy in and you can play it that way, and you do earn points. Yeah, I think that's a great way to do it. Buy virtuals and stake it. Yap to earn points. You're all good, dude. That's what this is for, to be honest. And I do this 7 days a week. Come in and ask questions. Look at this like the help desk of virtuals in a way, right? Maybe. I'm here to help. Like, ask questions. Reach out on X. You can DM me on X. But that's a great way to get started, and you'll start feeling there's no perfect scenario. And the reason why nobody probably has a perfect answer, some of the ways to earn points is a mystery. We don't know for sure. We know things get you points. We don't know how many, and it does change. So, but I do think you stake virtuals. I think if you stake it, you're going to get some of this Iris token airdropped. That's my bet. And I think Vader the same. Okay, let me see if we have any other takes out there. We got a Nick tweet. Considering the hype around this launch and the amount of money floating around on Ethereum, this will likely be the biggest launch on Ethereum ever. Yes. ETH maxis aping hard. Yes, I agree. I absolutely agree with him. Nick is right. It's trying to predict how high it goes. It's trying to predict how many points go into this. And to some degree, we're just going to learn a lot about the ecosystem on Wednesday. It's a really big one. AIXBT is giving this a 7.5 out of 10. Fine prediction. You know what? I guess that was Iris. Let's look at Vader because Vader's put out their ranking, and Vader now has this as an S tier. We don't get many S tiers. I believe Solace was an S tier. I don't think should have been an S tier, but whatever. But here is Iris, S tier. The very first, it is the first virtuals agent. Really, really, really incredible. Pre-sale participants invest at 200K-ish. Yep. If Iris hits 60 mil FDV, that's a 300X. If it hits 100, again, the same numbers we were using here. Yes. It can do more than 100. It can. It absolutely can. I also think this is a little hint. Do you want to get as high pre-sale allocation to Iris as possible? I kind of think, I'm just saying, I think Vader stakers are going to get some of this token. Iris launches on Wednesday, so in just under 24 hours. And I'll drop a link. Here you go. In 1 hour, in 1 day and 18 hours. So yeah, less than 2 days. Pedro, what happened to ETH? Why are ETH whales? Oh, okay. ETH is in a tricky spot. Let's be fair. But you know what? No, it is starting to be ETH season. I think everybody's feeling that tide has shifted. We've been looking at the Ethereum ETFs. It's been 3 weeks of inflows. It's something changed. And I think a lot of people are feeling like it's about to turn on. ETH season's about to turn on. I do. Mike. Any other thoughts, guys? Anything else you're thinking this is going to be? I don't know. I'm excited. I'll say that. And I think everybody should. Again, like, Rocky, thank you, dude. Appreciate you. I think, again, for months of us following and paying attention, this is literally that one moment. And we'll have this again, by the way, that this is that one moment we've been planning for. Prepping, getting points, learning the system. So when the big drop comes, we know how to play it. And so when the big drop comes, there's not enough points for everybody. This is it. And again, this is the first time. I believe this kind of drop, like a major drop like this, will happen a few times over this cycle still. I believe that. I think maybe even this summer we see another that's as big and leaves people scrambling. Now, the biggest thing we watch for too is, does this bring new people in? And it has to. It has to. So is this the moment, like that watershed moment, people come flying to virtuals finally? There's going to be some people salty they sat out. I am definitely getting comments like that. I definitely have some people who are not touching it still and are not happy seeing this. I don't know why. But, it's one of those things, you fade it and you ignore it until you can't anymore. Or until you missed it entirely. And I'm sorry, I'm seeing some salt out there. That just gets me thinking how much higher it can go. You know what I mean? You see that with meme coins, when there's that FUD and saltiness and stuff, it's usually an indicator that eventually those kind of people break and they do come, they capitulate. And this is starting to give me those kind of vibes. You think if I buy 50 worth of Vader today and stake it, I will have points in time for Iris. I don't think it'll be enough points that makes it worth it, to be honest. Like you might get in 2 days, like 3 or 4 points, maybe. Right? Maybe that'll get you a few pennies worth of Iris. It won't get you much. Now, I still think it's worth buying and staking some Vader to just get in and start getting points. But I think for the most part, you're not going to get Iris. Again, so and I'll show you. I want to put it on the screen so you see what it looks like. When you get into one of these pre-sales, I think it's be very tricky to get in this if you're starting with no points right now. So here's what these token launches look like when they're live. Okay, so here's one that's live right now. When they go live, they're trying to raise 42,000 virtual, right? It's like $200,000 worth. If there's more people that are putting in, again, if you have points, you can get in. It just waters down your allocation. So the more people in, the less points you're going to get. If you have like 3 points or something, so I'm going to use that example on this one, which is not hyped at all, really. Let's say you have 5 points to put in. Well, on this drop here, it's saying you can get 0.02 virtual worth, which is, I don't know if I can math right. Is this like 4 cents? Like 4 cents worth. Like it's not going to get you anything. And especially on that drop is going to be about 20 times more hype than this one. Well, a lot more than that. a lot. It's going to be the most hype drop. You'll get maybe a fraction of a penny worth. So it probably won't work. Try and get in. The earlier you get into this stuff, the better. And I'll say this, maybe this is our final point too. The earlier you get into staking on Vader, the better chances are that you get an airdrop of tokens. You know what I mean? And they will, if they're going to do an Iris drop, they're going to take a snapshot at some point. So whether it's Vader or virtual, a little of both, get and stake and make that your entry point is not a bad idea. Or just when Iris comes out, just trade it. Just trade it and you'll get points from doing that. And then you can stake those tokens and start earning points that way. But yeah, look at this as a good starting point. It's a really great time to get in. We'll say that at the very least. $100 in Vader got you a lot of drops and points. I staked $13 in Vader and got a $200 token airdrop that I cashed out. Like, right? $13 into 200. It's why we've been saying, guys, I think getting and staking makes sense because they keep rewarding and they just keep doing it. So they've been making it worth our while all along. So I want to just peek if there's any other big brain comments out there. I want to peek at Sammy's profile because Sammy, obviously, Sammy a dude. What does Sammy think about this? By the way, Sammy needs to come on this show. Ancient Ethereum whales are coming for your virtuals agents. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, man, this is suddenly like one of the biggest TGEs of the year. It is. And that's in company with other big TGEs, right? It's not the biggest by any means, but this is going to be in that, top 10, something like that. It's a top 10 moment for sure. I'd like to see more team members from Base tweeting about this. Yeah, again, and it's a virtuals owned agent. I mean, geez. Magic here, dude. Magic. You guys see anything spicy out there? Just drop it in the chat. Knew it. GVC does have an announcement coming today. Knew that was coming. There we go. What's up, Dan? I mean, my goodness, right? How crazy is this? Swarm. I can't, you know what? I don't know. And like if might be your first time tuning in. I can't guess at prices. I'm too close to it, right? Like Swarm is family. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I cannot judge what our token is because I'm too close to it. I don't know. My feelings are involved and you can't do feelings with this stuff. So you got to ask the other guys in the chat. For me, I just say, here's what I say about it though. The way we build Swarm doesn't change when the token is 500K or it's 500 mil. It doesn't it's a non-factor. We're 24/7 on the clock for 7 years building this thing. And I think people have seen tip of the iceberg. That's all I can say about Swarm. You'll get the same me every day. You get the same team every day. And there we go. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea, cats. That's probably not a bad idea. Iris is legit. After this launches, when will regular people be able to trade? I mean, instantly, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, what's going to happen? This is maybe the best time to enter because of this, Lubu. Everybody's going to get reset on points here because, here's what happens. You spend your points, they're gone. You lose your points. And everybody's going to go all in on that and Babysitter and Stratos. I think the whole space is about to get reset. All in points. Everyone's going to go to zero. If people sell their pre-sale tokens, for 10 days, they're on timeout and don't earn points. So all of a sudden, you're on like almost equal footing, meaning you can gain points while other people aren't. It's a really interesting time to get into virtuals right now when there's about to be a big old reset. It's a very, very, very spicy moment here. I'm excited, guys. I hope everybody is. This is a very, very cool thing happening. Okay, snapshot Lubu. Basically, let's say a project wants to airdrop people who holds their tokens, like they want to airdrop them something. Like let's say Vader wants to airdrop Vader holders or stakers. They want to airdrop them some Swarm token, which they are going to do. They take like a snapshot of the blockchain. They take a picture. They save the record, and they now see as of that specific time who is holding and how much tokens. And then the airdrop and allocations are based on that. If you bought after the snapshot, you missed it, right? They took the picture already. So that's a snapshot for you. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff, guys. All whales going heavy into Iris, especially with the Vader. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And all of a sudden, I think Baby's an interesting play. I do. I really do. I think it's a great product. We'll have him back on the show, by the way. Babysitter on later this week. Iris is just silly potential. And man, I can't wait. I need exposure to it somehow. I'm not sure I'm going to go in. We'll know better on Wednesday, right? I'm not sure I'm going to go in. I should. But again, if me going all in on something like this, me going all in on a non-hyped kind of nothing drop, no offense, right? But that'll get me 260 virtual worth. So that's about 500 worth. That's the most, I won't get anywhere close to that on Iris. I will probably get 3 to 5 virtual worth on Iris, even with like 100,000 points. But if I get 5 virtual worth, we're going to throw numbers out there again. If I get 5 virtual worth, still $5,000, you know, it potentially. Potentially, I could turn $10 into $5,000 on Iris. So the potential is there. Do I go all in and do that though? I don't know. We got some thinking to do. Exactly. If it's in your wallet, they'll know. Yep. That's exactly right. And by the way, Lubu, yes, you got to be staking it too on the Vader website. It's not just holding it, staking it. I don't know how often they are, to be honest. You know, the one earlier this year, I feel like there was one before that too. It's just whenever they want to organize it, but I do think there'll be more hackathons. Yeah. I'm excited for some of these guys using the like Intel platforms to start giving us some points breakdowns. I want to see, dude, like how many points are even out there right now? Because I'm hoping, I don't think this is the case, but I'm hoping people are like kind of tapped out on points. I don't think they are, but we'll see, man. We'll see. And Lubu, again, I'll be live tomorrow morning and Wednesday morning. Like if like worth catching up on this, because we'll be like breaking this down live kind of throughout. Oh, that'd be cool. That would be very cool. Yeah, I just expect this is not the end or the last major drop. I think this is actually just one of the early major drops here on virtuals. I think they'll have multiple agents. In fact, think of this now. When they expand to Solana, I still believe they're going to do that. Maybe a little less likely now, but let's say they expand Genesis launches to Solana. I imagine they'll launch a Solana agent too. So, a lot to consider, man. Yeah, dude. And again, questions, you can reach out to me. I'm streaming on the Swarm account, but here's me, Hudah_idiot. Oh, like open door. You can message whenever. Do my best to get back to you like as quick as I can. But we're all here to help, dude. It's a great community. And definitely be following the Swarm here. That is our AI agent, which is in the virtuals ACP. Guys, remember, ACP's live. ACP hype is going to start ramping up, dude. ACP hype is going to go fever pitch too. It's a exciting time. Take on the Nemesis launch. Not very bullish on it, but let me peek at that one again. Because I do like the trading stuff. I really like the trading stuff. AI-powered autonomous day trading fund executes trades with precision. Let me just peek at the socials again. I just don't know that we for sure have like a proven team kind of thing. We might. Oh. Well. Yeah, I remember this one now. Okay. Yeah, this is I mean, geez, just another thing that's going to be a point sink. Wait a second, guys. Was AIXCB, I'm starting to get stuff mixed. Was AIXCB the one that was like inorganically farming points? Am I mixing stuff up here? Remember there was that agent that was like buying its own tokens to farm points, and they had to like redesign systems because of that. It wasn't AIXCB, right? Yeah, let me do more digging into this one. Yeah, could be all right. That's going to be interesting because again, I assume babysitter goes in. Iris in ACP is yeah, tricky. Nemesis might be the sleeper. Now all of a sudden it's Nemesis and Babysitter and Stratos as the sleepers. Could be Nemesis is the biggest of the bunch, maybe. I think Stratos. Okay, I'll say this: little alpha kind of. I know behind the scenes some people that are looking to go very. I don't even want to say shit. I just know people are looking at that one like big money plays. Like I know this. That one. I think that one's going to do well. I believe it'll do well. And let's say even a few mil, we're still talking a like 15, 20x. Huge potential. It's a great point, Mike. Yeah, stake your Vader on the Vader website. Yeah, I think Stratos, maybe out of the three, has got the biggest potential. This one's interesting. Man, okay. Huge freaking moment. Just a huge moment. Did Ethermage comment? And I got a boogie and get to write in the newsletter here, but Shekel's cool too, by the way. Like the kosher capital ecosystem's pretty darn cool. Did Ethermage tweet? Well, yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's right. It's wild. It's wild. Yeah, Vader's great. But dude, it was so cool. Us launching with Vader was a treat. They were great. And they're great at what they do, man. They just get that attention, man. They're really good. Shekel's great to trade for you, earns points. Yeah. Staking Vader's just a really cool play. I am happily staked. I'll say that. Yeah, Lubu, again, every day we do it. Every single day. So yeah, just stay plugged in. Just be part of the fam here, dude. Like this is definitely the everybody making sure everybody's plugged in kind of thing, right? And Virtuals is pretty special like that too. Virtuals just keeps giving and giving and giving to the point where it starts feeling funny how much they give. I'm like, okay, hang on, is that a red flag? I don't think it is. I think they're just genuine good guys, and I've met with them before. They're good guys. They are. Like I was very, very surprised by like how like degen but professional and like on top of stuff and hungry, all that stuff. It was really cool. Really, really cool. So yeah. Anyway, guys, my name is Hudah. I work for CryptoSlam. The Swarm is our agent. So make sure you're following along. We got a lot coming out. A lot. Yeah, no gatekeeping, man. No. We keep everybody plugged in. That's like, again, we do this all together. The Swarm is our agent, working very closely in the Virtuals ecosystem in the ACP. It's been a fucking blast, and there's so much coming here, but follow along. It's the Swarm_AI. Of course, CryptoSlam, I hope you guys have heard of us. We've been around for 7 years. Formerly the NFT data company. Now it's the AI blockchain data company. That's us. That's who's building this. Mark Cuban is one of our first investors. He in communications with us, I would say, if not daily, I can say very often, Mark Cuban is still involved. So really cool. It's a great ecosystem. I'll tell you, we've had a great few years, and we're excited to be, on the AI path, which we started 2 years ago. We started building AI tools behind the scenes. You're about to see more of that coming. You're about to see a lot more of that. I think you guys follow me, Hudah_idiot. 7 days a week, we're here cooking with you. So enjoy your day, fam. We'll have updates tomorrow. We'll see how the space is talking about this Iris drop. But man, just bomb goes off in the middle of the space in the best possible way. And if you're new to this stuff, good time. Honestly, good timing getting in right now. It's a beautiful thing. Guys, enjoy your day. We'll see you later. Peace.